Moving on, we're going to visit Ramasa, and he's going to tell us about our dragon sword, which we skipped. You will see it during your own playthrough, so I won't tell you more than that. He said you have to visit your home village again. So after buying what you need for your fight with Ultimate Alma, or whatever this form is called, you're going back and you're going to go to the Twin Plaza. I really don't like this, but anyway. Now we're back at where we started our visit in Tyrone, and we're going to the Twin Plaza. Here is where you should have found your first piece of the stone tablet, and if you don't have all of them, here is where the first one was. The second one was in the monastery, and the third one is in the caverns, flame caverns, as soon as you open the door. Here you can now, you have a Warhammer or Daliabato, open this and get a Jewel of the Demon Seal. And I recommend using all of them that you have gained on Art of Inferno and Art of Insuma, because neither Fire Wheels or Ice is very good. Actually, I haven't found any use for Ice info so far. Please let me know if you have one. We have now played 4 hours and 20 minutes. And now we're going to get the true dragon sword, which is basically taking a youth from the poor girl who died in chapter 2 from her necklace and put it on the end of the sword. Here is where you will fight a clone of Ryu, Fian Ryu, in the higher difficulties. I think he's using the Vigorian flails in that part. Also, there is a sort of glitch in the game you can do by standing far away and shooting Rachel with an arrow, which will kill her and end the game. It's quite funny, so give it a try. As you can see, we will fight Alma again, and she has a slightly different form this time. And despite me losing half my life in the first part here, she's not that hard really yet, so I have to get used to her. And that took some time for me. She has the same move where she throws big rocks and purple things at you. She also throws one big purple thing, which you have to avoid by just rolling to the side. And she has a similar grab move that she had earlier, only this one is harder to avoid. And yeah, that's pretty much all of her attacks. Most of the time you have to wait until she's on the ground before you can hit her, otherwise you can always try the flying swallow. That will only work sometimes, and on normal difficulty or Nia Dog difficulty. And on the higher difficulties she will have some help by minions. All of the bosses have in the higher difficulties. And they shouldn't cause much trouble. If you have problems with them, you just use Alt and Zoom and you will take care of all of them at once. I tend to avoid using Nico as much as I can until we get to chapter 15, and you will see why when we get there. Which is fairly soon, because chapter 14 only took 12 minutes to finish. As you can see, she isn't that hard, and she should be dead within a minute or so, I think. I played this part about 5 days ago, so my memory is a bit off. So after you have defeated Alma, you're going to see a cutscene. Well, I won't spoil it for you, but it's one of the better in the game. And to be honest, the game's story is kinda bad, to say the least. Including why Ryu can fly, but still needs keys for every single door. And you can just fly above them in some cases. But never mind. Let's continue with puzzle to end chapter 13. Here you're going to meet a bunch of bugs from chapter 10, if you remember that. I really don't like them. Also, here's a map if you need it. I memorized the game by this point, so there's a neat trick to get, I think it's the Jewel of the Demon Seal, we will see soon. You can also use Ninpo or Incendiary Shurikens. Yes, a Jewel of the Demon Seal. First time I play this part, I actually got kind of stuck in the puzzle, but it's just fairly easy. Everything you have to do is basically move tablets to the right, left, and the door will open. Also, this video will be cut short, about 5 seconds before the level finish, because 5 minutes. But the only thing you miss is a cutscene, so nothing important really. So now we have to fight about 25 of these things. You tend to drop Ninja quite a lot, so if you want to, you can use Austin soon now and it will be over fast. Otherwise, you shouldn't have too much problem with them. Just use Flying Swallow as you can with everything else. Or Vigorian Phase works well here also. There's a safe statue all the way down here, if you want to use that. Now you have to move the Tablet of Flame to the place where the Tablet of Water, I think, started. And the reason we're doing all this is to open the room which has the 4th Yeti statue of the 5 you need to reach the end of the game. Some more fiends. Also there's a zombie here in hard mode, and so I don't remember on very hard mode. Had some problems this time with him, but yeah, they're not that hard really. No enemies on normal is that hard if you know how to fight them. Very hard modes, and Master Ninja mode on the other hand has some very hard enemies. And in the next level we will fight the most hated enemy in the game. See you then.